going on, everyone? This is Sarge. I know many of you guys asked what my in-game mouse sensitivity was, and you'll see that it's at 14% from 20. 20 is the default. The mouse that I use is a SteelSeries Arrival, clocked in at 1600 DPI settings, so my mouse is 1600, and in-game is 14%. My field of view is 105 in the game as well, for those of you who are wondering. HUD, you'll notice, is some changes that I made to the HUD from the game is turning it down to 0%. I actually have my HUD visibility at 100. I know some people prefer 0%. That was a suggestion by a friend of mine named Eddie. And then I scaled pretty much everything down with an exception to enemy world icons. So enemy, I turned that all the way up because you want to be able to find your enemies a lot easier. And that made it easier for me visibly if you play normal, especially if you play normal with the spawning mechanic. You want those all the way high, that way you can spot your enemies easier. But this is all just, this isn't really necessary. You can just change this and adjust this according to your own playing style. But for me, this is what works, or what I like. The gameplay that you're watching here is going to be some rescue mode. It's one of the new modes that Battlefield Hardline has introduced to the series. And it's basically, you have an opposing team and a team on defense, similar to Counter-Strike. But in this case, instead of loading bombs, you're going to be rescuing hostages. So you got to be able to go in, if you're a police side, to get the hostage and return them back to the safe zone. And so I believe you only have to rescue one person out of the two. So you're not limited to just having to do two only. The defense team obviously has to try to keep you from doing that. So you have two ways to win. You can either eliminate everyone from the team. That's eliminate. Or rescue one of the hostages. And so this is probably my third time playing this game mode that you're seeing in this gameplay here. This is the first time I actually played on this map. And Eddie and mine we're the only ones running with the 300 knockout. You'll get to see how the knockout handles in a competitive up-close CQB type match such as this one. And it does quite well. I think in general most people tend to go for the assault class. You can revive, but only once. If you do headshot somebody, or if they die from an explosive, they cannot be revived. And so there are some precautions to that. Most people traditionally in the Battlefield series just run the medic class and just revive each other because of the fact that a revive is very vital to a game mode like this. But in this case, you can be a little more, it's a little more balanced in the sense that you can utilize more of the classes and still be an effective overall player. They all have their own type of roles that actually help in this situation. So not everyone is going to be running just one class. You can have multiple different variations of different classes and do quite well. And you'll see that the grappling hook itself, with the introduction to that in this game, opens up a lot of paths to take, and that alone can create a lot of variety to a game like this. You're just not limited to the paths that developers make for you. Now you can actually create your own path using these grappling hooks. And you'll see riot shields are also a very important part too, to be able to defend for your teammates. And I think the most important thing is, can the professional class actually hold up in a competitive setting like this? I think it's a little too early to really tell, but from my experience so far, I think Eddie and I, who've been playing together using the 300, have done quite well. I think majority of our matches we've ended up at top, but you can't really say you can't really base it off of that due to the fact that it's just these are public games, just players who join the game just for fun. These aren't actually teammates that are coordinating together, who know all the hot spots and who have practiced playing on these maps hundreds and hundreds of hours. It's really hard to tell, but from just the pub setting, it just looks like the 300 knockout alone and the professional class does hold its own, and that's quite good. I think that's a big that's a start from where we want to see the professional class to be. I think the only changes they really need to make is just to buff the other snipers so that there are other options than the 300 knockout. And so that's sort of my opinion on all of this. Hopefully you guys will get to try out rescue mode. Go ahead and check it out. I think it's a very fun game type. especially a big change up from the also ever fast-paced Battlefield Hardline game modes that are out there. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.